King Solomon sure did a great deal of care into making the temple and the Ark of the Covenant. But I'm unsure on what exactly the Ark of the Covenant is. Can you help explain it?
Well, the Ark of the Covenant was a very, very special box because it held the Ten Commandments and other very, 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 very important things.
Wow, Wally, yeah, that's actually correct. And more important than just having really important things inside of the ark is the ark represented their relationship with God. It was like a picture of their relationship with God. It was very important to them because they could look and see and be reminded that we have a relationship with God. And there's nothing more important than having a relationship with God.
I see. Yes, it is like my box of tea party sets. It carries my most important items inside it.
Yeah, kind of like that, except 1,000 times more important because instead of just like a fancy tea set, it's your relationship with God. I mean, fancy tea sets are very important, but not quite as important as God.
Yes, God is more important than tea parties, but tea parties are very high on my list of important things. Now, King Solomon said he was very grateful for God for keeping his promises. Can you explain that to me a bit more?
Yeah, and there's a lot of things we can't trust in life, or that people we can't always trust. Like, I'm not really sure we can trust what's going on with Wally right now.
By Joe, Brandon, what do you mean by that?
But God can be trusted.
That's the big idea today! Woo, woo, woo!
That's right. God can be trusted. That's our big idea today. God can be trusted because God always comes through with his promises. Always.
What does God promise us?
Matilda, that's a great question. What does God promise us? Well, God promises a lot of things. He promises he's always going to love us. He promises he will always forgive us. And he promises that he will always be there with us in the good times to make them even better, and in the bad times to make them not quite as bad. God doesn't promise us that we'll never have bad things, that we'll never have bad days, because we will. But knowing that God is with me and knowing that God is going to keep his promise to love me makes those hard times a little bit easier.
That's wonderful news to hear. There are too many things and people in this world I cannot always trust.
My blue herring friends, I have a confession to make today.
Let me guess, that you aren't really Wally?
No, that's not it. It's that I ate all the meatloaf from my ma.
Wally dear, we know you're an imposter.
How did you know? How did you know?
Keisha! It's my wife, Keisha!
That's right. Wally asked me to sit in for him today because he's off on an adventure with that intrepid Jaguar Jeff. And so, yes, I said that I would be here because he's off to get his meatloaf back. So I said, oh, you have an appointment? Sure, I'll sit in for him. So you're right. I am an imposter.
What? Wally is going to confront that Jaguar named Jeff? Oh boy, I'll bet he's gonna need our help.
Indeed, Brandon. Kids, make sure to come see us next week when we try to help Wally confront his arch nemesis, Jeff the Jaguar.
That's right. Wow, yeah, make sure you don't miss the next couple weeks. But first, let's finish up today with a quick recap quiz.
I've got a question number 1 for you. What was inside the Ark of the Covenant?
If it was my ark, it would be a fancy tea party set. But I know the answer is B, the 10 Commandments. Here is question number 2. According to our big idea today, who can be trusted? A, Wally, B, Solomon, C, God, or D, college football?
Sadly, we definitely can't trust college football. I'm gonna go with C, God. We can always trust God. All right, question number 3. Where is Wally? A, at a college football game. Moment of silence. B, catching aardvarks in the Ozarks. C, off to confront Jeff the Jaguar. Or D, Taco Bell.
Oh, that poor chap is off to confront his arch nemesis, Jeff the Jaguar. Last question. What was inside of the Ark of the Covenant? A, the 10 Commandments. B, the temple. C, a football. Or D, meatloaf.
Great job, everyone. Make sure you check us out again next week. Until then, we will see you later.